Alright, resetting for the Cackler. We have a small fiend with 15 AC, 3d6, 10 well, technically 11 constitution, 7 wisdom, 12 charisma, and as always, the wisdom and charisma don't matter in this case, and should be a CR 1/2. Alright. Moving down into the skills area, we have a bunch of skills that we don't care about, but we do have damage resistances to cold, fire, lightning, bludgeon, piercing, and slashing. Also has damage immunities to poison, but we're not going to use poison for two reasons. One, we only have one condition, and I generally believe we need 3 or more conditions. And 2, even if I do change it to immunities, the bonus at this lower level isn't going to change anything here. So honestly, it doesn't really matter one way or the other. The Cackler's hit points have now doubled from 10 to 20. So it gets a little extra hit points. Now, let's take a look at its trait section. We have innate spellcasting, and with that, we have Firebolt and Tasha's Hideous Laughter. So for Firebolt, we actually, this is a rule I didn't realize until probably a couple weeks ago when I had to look up a couple things for innate spellcasting. When you have a cantrip, the cantrip is actually based, you cast it based off of the CR level of the monster. So if you have a CR 8 caster using Firebolt, then you would use it at level 8. You would think of it as, you know, a spellcaster level 8, and then you would up its damage. I didn't realize that, but our Firebolt is doing 5 points of damage here. And then Tasha's Hideous Laughter, but doesn't do any kind of damage. Alright, so we're getting 5.5 damage for the Firebolt, so we can throw that in on the side here, just for the heck of it, and I'll put that down towards the bottom. And we don't really care about Tasha's, it's not going to help us in calculating the CR 1/2. But next we have Last Laugh. When the Cackler dies, it releases a dying laugh that scares the minds of other nearby creatures. So this is very much the same as Death Burst from the Magman. And because of that, we can actually add that in. And it technically may only give us 1 point of damage because of how little it actually does. But it's a decent range of 10 feet. But a d4 of psychic damage as it gets out the Last Laugh. Hilarious. And then we also have Mimicry, which doesn't matter because the Cackler can just mimic sounds and it doesn't help us at all for the challenge rating. And with that out of the way, let's throw in its Bite or Spiked Chain attack. So coming over to the workspace, first, because I always forget it, it's a bad habit, both of the attacks are a +5 to hit. So we'll go ahead and switch that from 3 to 5. And then we have the Bite, which is, let's see here, 5.5 damage, and Spiked Chain, which is reach, which is nice. It has 10 feet of reach, and can hit a target for 6.5 damage. Well, because of that, I'm going to go with what has the most amount of damage here, and we'll use the Spiked Chain as its attack. So we'll just come over here and say 6 times 3, because I need to round down. And we're looking at 18 points of damage for 3 rounds. Its full attack is 6 points of damage, which is the DPR. And luckily, we have a CR 1/2 monster. Perfect. Our Cackler is even balanced, or even rated, thankfully.